What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today we're going to be going over an updated best class setups in Infinite Warfare. By best, I more so mean my personal favorite class setups. Of course, everything is always going to be coming down to personal preference to an extent, but I'm going to be sharing the classes that I'm really liking at this point, and also why I use what I use. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so kicking it off with the first class here, I just wanted to point out this is going to be a relatively SMG heavy episode, and this is due to the fact that those SMGs got a buff quite some time ago now to their aim assist range, and pretty much every other gun aside from like SMGs, shotguns, and pistols got a nerf to their sprint out time. So SMGs are much more powerful than they were when this game first launched, and that's why I'm using them a lot more often. So first up, let's have a look at this one. This is our ERAD Ascendant class. The reason I use the Ascendant is, first off, it's a Mark II variant. It's my only Mark II variant of the ERAD. And second, I just don't have any other variants that I really like at this point, aside from the Cyclopean, but that one changes it up so much. It's kind of a gimmicky, fun sort of thing. I wouldn't say it's as consistent as a base ERAD. So that's why I stick to the ERAD Ascendant Mark II, and I prefer that over these two as well. It just gives you that increased damage range, and I prefer that over these other perks. So we've got that. I use Quick Draw, which I use on every single one of my guns aside from pistols and shotguns. And we've also got Fusion Mag. I don't tend to use Fusion Mag too often, but with the ERAD, I find I blast through ammo so quickly, and also none of the attachments really catch my eye. Like sometimes I like to pop a suppressor on there, but with this one, the ERAD's time to kill is super fast. It's quite an accurate gun, at least out to the ranges you usually want to be challenging, and therefore I kind of like enemies coming to me with this because I feel confident that I'm going to be winning gunfights against them. For a secondary, we've got a P-Law, which I use for taking down score streaks, and I also sometimes at longer ranges, I use this to pick off a camper. If a guy is set up on a head glitch or he's just at a long distance and I don't feel comfortable challenging with my ERAD, I swap over to that P-Law really quickly and just blast him from a distance. In addition to this, for a tactical, we've got a Jammer Grenade. This helps with vultures, this helps with just stunning enemies. Basically, I just pop it on here because I have an extra point on my class and I don't know where else I really want to put it. So yeah, we throw that Jammer Grenade on there. Perks are actually going to be identical on every one of these classes, which I feel is a bit unfortunate, but it is what I found just works best for me in almost every scenario. So most of the time, these are the perks that just suit me well. Dexterity allows me to swap to that P-Lock quickly as well as get my reloads in a lot faster. Without it, I feel really slow and clunky, and I don't like that feeling. I don't like the feeling of being held back. Ghost, I feel in this game, there's no reason you shouldn't be using Ghost. It's extremely powerful, and UAV spam is still pretty high, and I just don't like the idea of popping up on the minimap when I've got such a powerful counter to it, which is Ghost. We also have Scavenger on this. Now, a lot of people might question, why do you have Scavenger and Fusion Mag? Because Fusion Mag essentially gives you unlimited ammo. With Fusion Mag, you have to wait until it recharges, so I just find I like the combination of this because I really do burn through ammo quickly with the ERAD. And finally, we've got Dead Silence. They've actually buffed Tracker a little bit now, so Tracker can now hear your boost jumping. I'm going to be doing a video updating this relatively soon, but Dead Silence is not quite as powerful as it used to be, but it still is very powerful perk in a lot of game modes. Like most people haven't realized how powerful Dead Silence can be and how easy it is to sound whore in this game. So many people think I have wall hacks because I hear them coming around a corner and I just pre-aim and shoot them, and they don't realize that footsteps are quite easy to hear. So that's my ERAD class right there. That's what I'm liking right now. And keep in mind, I was going to say this at the beginning of the video, everything on my class is open to change. Like sometimes I'll swap a few things out. I might drop the Fusion Mag, go with Suppressor, or I might prop a foregrip on there or something. Things do change. It's not like this is set in stone for like the near future or anything. Things definitely change, like basically between games. The next class that I have here is great for those mid-ranges, and this is the K-Bar Radiant. Radiant is the favorite variant of mine that I have, and again, I've got the Epic variant, I've got the Invective, but I've kind of grown to like the Radiant a bit more, mainly because of the Focus Weapon perk. I like the fact that there is practically no idle sway with this, and I'll take that over a 3% reduction to my view kick, which is what stability gives you with the Invective, so I like using the K-Bar Radiant at this point. I always use an ELO sight on there. I know the K-Bar has great iron sights, but it also has to do with the zoom level, and the zoom level is slightly different with an ELO sight on there, and I just feel like my accuracy with my particular sensitivity handles better with an ELO sight on an assault rifle, so I stick to that with a blue dot reticle. We've also got Quick Draw. Like I said, I use that on pretty much everything. And Suppressor. I do like staying off the radar with this, and I'm usually challenging people close enough that I'm not within its like 6 or 7 shot kill range or anything. Actually, I don't remember if it has a 7 shot kill range, but I'm within its like 4 to 5 shot kill range most of the time with the K-Bar, even with the Suppressor. So I like staying off the minimap with that. This one's great for those close to mid ranges. And I find it to be relatively versatile, great to go against NV4s as well. As long as you keep yourself up close, you'll be destroying NV4 users all day long. Again, we've got that P-Law on there. I love the P-Law. It's great for, like, it's just so versatile. Like I said, shoot down streaks, kill enemies, kill, like, vultures with it. You can do so much with the P-Law that I just like having it on my class if I've got the space available. We, once again, same perks and same sort of idea behind them. Scavenger is great for the K-Bar just because you do burn through ammo quickly because of the high fire rates, and then all the other ones already explained. Moving on to a sniping class. Now keep in mind, most of my sniping I will do in Tactical Team Deathmatch. I love sniping in Tactical Team Deathmatch. I still do it sometimes in other modes, but it's more so Tactical Team Deathmatch that I really like, so that's more so what this is designed around. I really like the longbow. Out of all of the sniper rifles in the game, I prefer the longbow. It's just the most consistent sort of sniper rifle. Consistent one-shot kills is where it's at. I popped on Quick Draw as well as Suppressor because Quick Draw got that little bit of a buff about 3 weeks ago or a month ago now. So keep Quick Draw on there. Suppressor is great because there's no downside to using it on a sniper rifle. I normally go with the Flawless Reticle, like default scope with the Flawless Reticle. That's my favorite reticle to use with the sniper rifles at this point. For a secondary, I can use basically whatever pistol, so this is open to change for sure. Sometimes I'll have an EMC, sometimes an Oni, just depends on what I'm feeling at the moment. And then we've got a Cryo Mine, and I use this just as a detection thing because I do play more of a traditional sort of sniping role. I hang back a little bit, I will push sometimes, but I always want the enemies to be running into my scope. So, therefore, I don't want people sneaking up on me, and that Cryo Mine just gives me that little early detection so I can swap to my pistol and take them out. For perks, it's all the same as before, aside from, I guess only the first perks. Dexterity and Ghost, we keep both of those on. Like being able to swap over to my pistol real quick, and I like staying off the minimap, especially since I'm using a suppressor on here. We've got Cold-Blooded, which I find is more valuable than Scavenger for this class because you don't usually run out of ammo with a sniper rifle. And this allows me to better counter those thermal sniper rifles out there. So a lot of people use thermal sniper rifles. This is really, really helpful to counter snipe those guys. And then we have Marksman. I wouldn't normally run Marksman if I wasn't playing Tactical TDM, but in Tactical TDM with that super high flinch, I definitely notice Marksman making a huge difference when I'm sniping. Moving on to the next class. This is going to be my actual, I'm going to go as far to say this is my favorite class to use at the moment. This is my go-to super versatile class. That's the MacTab 45 with Quick Draw and Suppressor. We got a P-Law and a Jammer Grenade, and then those same perks as before for the same reason. The MacTab is super, super good right now. It's like a pocket NV4 that you can be really super aggressive with, super mobile with, compared to an NV4, and I really, really like that. The only downside compared to an NV4 is its recoil properties. It does have a little bit of recoil, so challenging people across the map usually isn't ideal, but anything close to mid-range and even somewhat longer ranges, the MacTab is excellent right now. It's got an insane aim assist range, and I just love it. Again, P-Law, everything else, I've already explained why I use those things. All very versatile, they help in a lot of situations, and therefore that is my current go-to class. Alright, so finally, I wanted to throw in a shotgun class here for you guys. Right now I'm actually working on my hipfire camo kills, so that's why I'm using the Rack 9, but really you can swap any shotgun in here and it'll still be just as effective with this class. I use the Gorilla variant because I need hipfire kills at the moment. Otherwise, I would use the smoothbore. I do really like the smoothbore. It's not as good as the Argus from Black Ops 3, but it's fairly comparable and it's a lot of fun to use. You just have to be very accurate with it. But for this class here, this particular one, I'm using the Rack 9 Gorilla, which gives you that steady weapon perk. I throw a laser sight on there as well, just to keep that hip fire super, super tight. I don't have to aim down sight with this at all. And I've got extended mags. I just like extended mags on my shotgun because I don't like to think about reloading too much. For a secondary, got a Hailstorm on here with Hollow Point. Only reason I have Hollow Point is because I'm going for camos on this as well. Otherwise, I'd probably pop on something else. I don't know what exactly, maybe a Quick Draw or a laser sight or something, but we've got Hollow Point on there for now. And again, same perks. Sometimes I'll use Gung Ho, but a lot of people don't realize the shotguns have a near instant sprint out time anyways, so Gung Ho, unless you're planning on continuing to fire as you sprint, it doesn't really do much for you. So it's more suited to the semi-auto or full auto shotguns with Gung Ho. When you're using a pump action shotgun, I find usually after you fire your shot, you're basically stopping anyways, and therefore I would prefer to have dead silence so people can't hear me sneaking up on them, and also it allows me to not have to hear my own footsteps so I can sound whore other people a little bit better. So this is the setup I like to use with that. And that's pretty much it. Those are the 5 classes I'm going to be covering for you guys today. That's just 5 great classes that I feel have kind of come out to play since the meta has changed a little bit. It used to be a really assault rifle dominated game, and now I would say SMGs are coming a little bit more to the forefront. And also, I've been finding a lot of fun sniping and using shotguns lately, so I highly recommend giving a few of those a go. Change a few things up to suit yourself personally. I'm not saying you should just copy and paste these like 100%. Try what works for you, change a few things around, and hopefully you'll find a little bit of success. So that's going to wrap it up for my current top 5 favorite classes to use in Infinite Warfare. I'd like to know in the comment section below, what is your current go-to class to use in Infinite Warfare? If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.